Crafty Friends. Welcome to Happy Place Crafting, crafting therapy for the soul. I hope you all are well. Today is Monday for me, but it'll be Tuesday for you. Let's see. I'm trying to think of what happened this weekend. We did get out in the snow just a tiny little bit. The roads back here were okay. The main roads were really good. They were all clear. You could tell that they had been bad though, because like there was mailboxes that were knocked over. You could see in fields where people had driven off the road and into the fields. And so you could see where at one point it was probably quite a mess, but by this point it had cleared up. It did snow some over the weekend still. So we still have quite a bit of snow and huge icicles. But anyways, so I just thought we would chat and I would give you a sneak peek at the new kit and what I'm going to be working on next. So this happens to be it. So I saw this golden book. I showed it in my haul. I saw this golden book online on Amazon. It's really cute. It's a wicked one. There's an alphabet one as well, but I got this one because it was pink. Although when I designed the kit in the end, I think I liked the green side of it better. But I picked the pink. I might eventually do the green as well, just so I can have them both. But yeah, I think it's going to be fun. So we're going to take this apart and we're going to use this new kit that I designed for it. All right, so let's take a sneak peek at this kit. It's really pretty. All right, so you get, these are the Glinda side. There's a Glinda side and there's an alphabet side on each one. Let's see. So with these, journal cards, and then there's ephemera, and there's like the Glinda side and then the alphabet side as well, and then just some, and you can make these as big, they're as big or as small as you want. I might have made this one smaller. This one I think is okay, but this one I think it could be a little bit smaller, but you could also use these for pockets, so I'm not mad about it, or tuck spots, so I think it'll be fine. But just so you know, and then this is Alphabet's side, the green side. Isn't it pretty? Aren't they so pretty? I'm just thrilled with this kit. And then I just did a bunch of sayings and stuff from the movie that are inspired by the movie. Okay. I have this whole thing upside down, I have a feeling. Whoops. Okay, here we go. Now, these pages I designed to be the size to pretty much fit inside a golden book. And I gave you some extra on the edge to get it into there, right? Or to join them together, whatever you need to do. But other than that, these pages should fit pretty much exactly into this book, into a golden book. If you want them to be bigger or smaller, you can do that. They are PDFs, folks. So you can make them big. You can make them 12 by 12 if you want. You can stretch them out. You can do whatever you want with them. So there is one of the pages. This is another one. Isn't that yummy? It's so yummy. I love this kit. This is another one. And see, I did like it's kind of like a film strip, but I did it in pink. So this is another one. I love this one. And I added the green and the lace. So that's almost like kind of decorated for you. This one, it's got, I don't know if you can see it, but it has very ever so slightly a pair of glasses in there. Can you see that? This is just a grungy clock. I have not seen the movie, but I did go through some images from the movie and helped them to inspire some of the things from this kit. This is just, I don't know, can you, the lighter ones it's harder to see. Can you see, like, there we go. The pattern and the clouds, you can see it. This one, it's got the bubbles. Because, you know, she floats into Oz in that big bubble. Okay. This one is just all kinds of different laces and patterns that I put together. This is like the close-up of a twill. Pink. They're all pink. This is another lace that I did. Pearls. You can see that one pretty well. This is a door, but then it's got this pattern in it as well. See that? This is just like dreamy chiffon type, lovely fabric. This one is like a makeup mirror, dressing room mirror. This is another pink pearls, and it's got another background added to it, like a diamond. Kind of another nod to a dressing room. This one, you would never know, but actually this part of it, the darker part, is part of a pair of saddle shoes. This part. And then there's flowers and things. This is just a lovely pink. Lovely pinks with some roses. Then we get to the green. You're going to be able to see these really well. This is like a black, greenish black lace. This is like a greenish black knit. It's got vines around the borders. You see that? This is actually is green, but it has pink glitter in it. Like a swirly design that I designed. This is like a green brick, but it also has a design, another design in it. I love this one. A lot of these I will probably use in other projects. This is like a green brocade. Got this one. And this one. And folks, these are just printed on copy paper. And look how beautiful they come out just on copy paper. Can you imagine if you printed them on, you know, a better paper? How magnificent they would print. And that's the last one. So there are, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27. So 27 pages. And then there's a page of words, so that's 28. There's 2 pages of journal cards, so that's 29 and 30. And then there's 2 pages of ephemera, 31, 32, or bits and bobs, whatever you want to call it. So it's just fabulous. And it's going to be on my Kofi, and my Kofi has changed to members only, pretty much. Now, the only thing I will say about that is, so you can go in, become a member for $1 donation a month. It's not a bad deal, I don't think. You're going to get the kit. The members will get the kit. I may release a page or 2. I may release a couple pages to everyone, and then they will be free to anyone, and then the rest of them will be members only. But, and I also wanted to say another thing. You know, I said I, made these pages so that they fit into a golden book. I only did that for the pages that had images that I felt like if you stretched them or moved them, that they were going to have issues. So these kind of pages, I did that with. These background-like pages, I did not do that, because you can cut them any which way you want. It's not going to affect the actual image as a whole, where I felt like these other pages it would. So I always try to have you, in mind. And if you wanted to make any of these images into cards, you could do that as well. Or use these backgrounds for cards. They're just yummy and gorgeous, and I just love them. So that's what I wanted to show you today, basically. And what we're going to do today is I'm going to start getting the edges off of these pages and just have a chat with you and see how your weekend was and hang out for a minute while I do this, I guess. I'm trying to think. This morning I watched Biddy Penny. She was making cards, but she was struggling. She was on the struggle bus this morning. And I'm like, girl, we all go through that. And sometimes if you're just not feeling it, you need to set it aside and move on to something else. I know that you don't want to be one of those people to give up on something, but it's not giving up if you come back to it. It's okay to walk away from it for a minute, and then maybe you come back and you have a fresh perspective. You know what I mean? So, she ended up making it work, and I was really proud of her for making it work and sticking with it. But there's nothing wrong with walking away from it for a moment. Setting it aside, or saying, I'm just not, because, we all know. We know when we find that perfect thing that makes the card go boing. You know what I mean? Or the page, or, whatever it is you're working on. It just makes it complete. And it's like, oh, that belonged there all along. That belonged there the whole time. How did I not see that? And sometimes it'll come to us much later. And sometimes it comes to us right away. Sometimes that thought just pops in our head and we're like, yep, thank you. So, yeah, so I watched her this morning doing that. And it's so funny because a lot of times when I'm watching her, lots of times I'm listening, especially as early as she is on in the morning. I'm listening while I'm doing other things, dishes, and getting Sophie off on the bus, and you know, all the light things, right? Getting, you know, myself together in the morning, eating breakfast, those kind of things. Sometimes I'm in the middle of um, a Fortnite game. You know, it just depends what's going on in the morning. But, you know, so lots of times I have her on, but I'm more listening than I am watching, which actually I do with a lot of people. Sometimes I kind of just, I like to see what's going on, and I do like look every now and then. And, but yeah, that's why some people, when I comment, they're like, oh, hey, hi. And I'm like, I've been here, you know, I've been here. Sorry, but, I just have been lurking and not really commenting, but I've been listening. But sometimes Bitty Penny says things that come, like, the borders. There was a big white border, and the thing that came to my mind was, I like big butts and I cannot lie. I like big borders and I cannot lie. And she said the same thing right as after it came through my head. And I'm like, oh my gosh, sometimes she's in my brain. I'm like, get out of my brain, woman. But it's funny. I'm like, she says things that my mind thinks sometimes. It's too funny. But I like those things to sing sometimes. It's dangerous, but I like it. I think, oh my gosh, she must be as crazy as I am. Did not think that was possible. Did not. So yesterday, let's see, what did I do yesterday? Oh, this weekend I was, okay, so here's the thing. A couple interesting things. First of all, I can't believe nobody must have watched my other video all the way to the end, and they did not see the surprise at the end of the video. So I think that's, or they just didn't comment, which is kind of even more funny. But, so yeah, there's that. And then the other thing is, the tatting thing is not working out so well. I get the concept of it, really I do. But I don't think it's my thing. But, so I'm like, oh, what am I going to do? But I did find a form of doing lace that's through embroidery. And so I have been doing that, and I'm kind of really loving it. And so I've done a ton of that, and it's a way to keep my hands busy. And then I'm like, okay, well, what am I going to embroider on? What am I going to put this lace on? And so I'm like, all right, we don't need the ruler anymore. The rest of this is all got to be cut. And yes, I know I could use a trimmer, but I like to do it by hand, so I don't mind cussy cutting. I don't cuss while I cut, so I am capable of this, and I'm fine with it. But anyways, so, you know, I get my groceries delivered through Walmart, and they come in these really super nice brown paper bags with handles on them. And, you know, I order groceries every week, so we get them every week. And, so I have a lot of these bags, and we do try to use them. Like, you know, the kids, you know, when they have to go out and pick up dog poop and whatever, they use those. So, you know, or we put yard waste in them, things like that. Because they're nice bags. I mean, they're pretty good size. They've got nice sturdy handles on them, so it makes them really easy to carry, and they stand up on their own, which also makes them really nice. But needless to say, I have a lot of these bags, and I need to figure out something to do with them so that they don't go into the landfill. So, even though they are recyclable, and I was looking at them, and they actually are from recycled material, I do believe, anyway, to begin with. So they're doing their job. But anyways, So I was trying to come up with things to use those for. I did make a small little basket with one of, well, I think it used about 2 bags, 2 whole bags. And the basket is super sturdy, like, because it's like 4 bags thick pretty much. So I ended up cutting it into strips and folding them and gluing them and braiding it and like weaving it, not braiding. Jeez, what the heck is my head? Not braiding. Come on, wake up, woman. Weaving it and making it into a little basket, and then I used the handles from the bag as handles for the basket. Although I wish I would have made them a little shorter, but it's a cute little basket. I would show you, but it's in the other room, and I don't feel like going in there and getting it. That would require moving the dog and all this stuff, and I don't feel like doing it. But I will show it to you eventually, because it was super easy to do, and I think I will make more of them, because why not? What a cool idea. I was trying to think of all these things to do with them, and I thought, you know, I'm gonna try. So I had 7 bags, and I used up all 7 of them. And I'm going to show you a couple other things I did with them. Here, let me finish this one. And then I'll show you what else I did with them. And should we use, I think we should use pink. Look, these are going to be great bead strips. See, that's why I'm not putting these in the trash. I'm sliding them over there. I just made a ton of beads not that long ago, and I need to start my stash to make more. Okay, this is one of the things I did with it. All right, these are all the bottoms of the bags. Okay. See, this is the bottom of the bag. Ooh, that came undone. That's because I used tape instead of glue. See, my bad. I used double-sided tape on that. So this is the bottom of the bag. See how it, and so there's 1, 2, 3, 4. Well, there's 5 here, but there were 7. So I don't know what I did with the other 2. I must have cut them up in a different way. But this is 5 of them. I had these stored in a different way, but I really like the way these are now, because I've got them like in here, and then I put one on the outside so I know which one is here, and I use some Velcro so it keeps it in there nice and neat. And I just did that with each one of them, and these are ready to be used in journals, so I can just go through here and pick them, and this has some different ones in it too. And then these, I didn't want to put one on the outside, so I just tucked the flap in, and the postcards. And then these were taller a little bit, so I also tucked the flap behind it, and then I just put one down here. So, and I used these on the outside so I knew what was in here, kind of. And so that was one of the things I did with the bags. Let me show you another thing. Got 2 more things. All right, the sides of the bags, I ended up, so I started just cutting them because I thought, well, I can just make them into tags, which I still might do some more. I have done a few, and I might do some more. So, but then I thought, well, why cut it? Then I started cutting the bag so that I would have the whole end when I opened it up. And so then I just left it whole, because then I was like, well, wait, I can just fold it, and then I don't have to like put them together. And I can make this any size I want. So I left this because I like tall, skinny journals. And so I left this, and I thought, you know, this is roughly 13.5 inches long. I mean, you can make it 11 inches. You could make it 12 inches and use 12 by 12 paper on it. I mean, you could do anything with that. So that's one of the things I did. Decided to use it for. And then the same thing with this. This is another, well, these were the back. I was initially cutting it in the middle of the back because that's where the seam is. And then I decided to cut it like up the side. So then I got kind of more this width. And then I folded it in half from the top to the bottom instead of from the side to the side. I mean, you could do it from side to side, but I thought this made more sense. And I thought, well, you could make this into, whoops, a journal as well. These could be journal pages. You could split it in half. You could make them into, you know, or you could make them longer. So I thought, well, these would be a good journal itself or good journal pages. So that's what I did with the rest of it. So that's what I did with that. And like I said, I've been teaching myself how to do lace with embroidery, and I'm actually getting pretty good at it. It's actually turned out pretty good. And then yesterday I was watching Diane at, oh, I knew I was gonna not remember her name, her channel name. Is it Pretty, it's Pretty Pink, Pretty Pink something. Where's my phone? It is, I want to get it right. And I really like her, so I want to, oh, Pretty Pink Cottage. That's it. Diane Hubert. So I was watching Diane yesterday. She has a style that I really like because she does like a lot of retro looking stuff. She's been doing this for what seems like a long time. She's got it down to a science, sounds like. She was having a rough day the other day and I felt so bad for her. You know, we've all had those days where you're like, you try to do something, you don't feel like it turns out the way that in your brain you think it should turn out. And no matter what you do, you just can't get it to do that. So sometimes, you know, you either got to walk away and regroup, or you got to just accept it for what it is. And she was working on these small journals, and they weren't working out the way she wanted them to, and they were giving her some grief, and she just had to accept them. Okay, so the sun is out. And there's ice all over the outside of my house. So, but the ice is melting because of the sun and it's falling. And it scares me every time it does that. Because you can like hear it slide down the house and fall. And so it like startles me. I just totally lost my train of thought. I just squirreled because I'm like, what is that? Is something trying to get in my house? But no, it's just the ice. I have to keep telling myself that. It's just the ice, lady. It's just the ice. It'll be okay. But anyways, so what was I talking about? I was talking about Diane. Anyways, why was I talking about Diane? I was talking about Diane because she went through some children's books and showed how she like goes through and decides, you know, how to take the images out and stuff. And it reminded me that I had a bunch of books that I had like taken apart, and some that I hadn't taken apart yet that were like set aside to be taken apart, and that I needed to go through and decide which pages I was going to save as a whole to put in the books and which pages I was going to take the image, you know, out of and use, you know, just the image, the smaller image itself, and different things. So I spent all day yesterday doing that. well, not the whole day, but like half a day. And just the morning, actually. I don't know what I'm talking about. I spent the morning doing that. And then we went out. We had to go to the bank and get gas and, you know, just do a few errands in town. So we did that and got some lunch and came back. And then we just kind of hung out for a while. But then in the evening, I had a lot of stuff that I needed to fussy cut from those books and, you know, separate some more of the images and then, you know, when you take the image off of the book image or the book page, then you often have like part of a book page left with words and stuff, and I normally keep that to use with clusters or yeah, mainly clusters is what I use those for. But yeah, so that's what I did yesterday afternoon. I'm like really missing some people. I'm missing Pam from the Paper Outpost. I hope she hurries up and gets better because I miss seeing her face. And although we don't really see her face, but I miss hearing her voice. And although I could go and watch old ones, so yeah, I know, I'm very aware. But I don't know, I like seeing the new stuff. Like, I go through my subscriptions in the morning and usually in the afternoon to see, because there's a little dot by it if there's somebody on your subscriptions has posted a new video or whatever. And so I go through my favorites and look at those and try to watch as many of their videos as I can while I'm doing other stuff. And, you know, so I'm kind of just a lot of times listening. But I tried doing it in the evening, but by the evenings I'm tired. You know, like today I was up at 4 o'clock in the morning, and like I was up. That's like, you know, I'm awake. So by the evening I'm starting to get tired. Like, I figure in the evenings, usually after I make dinner, that's like the last, oh no, well, after I make dinner and then do dishes, that's like the last thing that I really got to do for the day. And then I can kind of just chill and relax. So yeah. But I'm grateful that I get to do those things, because there was a time not that long ago that I couldn't do any of those things. So I could not. It was too hard. It was too difficult for me. So I am thankful that I am able to. I will take that victory and stick it in my cap. I'll put a pin in it. No, put a pin on it. My mom used to always say, what did she say? She said, do you want a medal or a chest to pin it on? It was something she always said. It's so funny. Just one of those things. And I'll probably say it to my kids. That's like Sophie's always asking me. Oh my gosh. Sophie sometimes is like, her conversations with me, I told her the other day, I said, sometimes I feel like Groundhog's Day with you. Because, and she didn't get the inference because she's not seen the movie. But I'm like, and she's like, well, that doesn't make any sense because I don't know what you're talking about. And I'm like, but it's just the same thing over and over, like on a repeat loop. And I'm like, I can only have this conversation so many times. I'm like, I feel like I'm going crazy. Like, didn't we already have this conversation? Didn't I already answer that? Did she not understand me when I answered it? Am I not speaking English? Like, I don't know with her sometimes. It's like, I guess if she doesn't get the answer she wants, she just keeps asking over and over in a different way. But my answer's not going to change. Or she doesn't get it the first time I say it. Like, I don't know with her sometimes. I love her dearly. But, oh, this can be exhausting having those conversations. But I am all too aware that one day I will very much miss those conversations. So I will chuckle about them and relish them and cherish them for now. Because I know it will not be long. It will not. And she's Miss Independent, so I don't imagine she'll stick around entirely too long after she's able to fly the coop, get her, spread her wings. She's already talking about driving. Oh my goodness, I'm not sure I'm ready for that. And she said yesterday, she was like, I'm not sure we're gonna survive you teaching me how to drive. Because she's like me, she wears her heart on her sleeve, so any little bit of criticism is horrible. It's like you stabbed her in the heart. It's horrible. So I totally get that with her. However, you know, she does have to learn, and that means telling her what she's not doing right, as well as telling her what she's doing right. So I said, well, here's the thing. You have a choice. Either I can teach you how to drive, and you can learn how to drive, or I cannot teach you, and then you won't learn. I mean, this is your choice. So either you suck it up and get over yourself and just accept it, or you don't. That's your choice. So it'll be interesting. I know she wants to learn how to drive, though. And, like, I'm her choice. I'm the one that's got to teach her, so. I probably am not her choice, but I'm her only option in this regard, so. And hopefully our relationship will survive it. Hopefully she will laugh and not cry. So, we're almost done with this. Once again, I didn't set the timer, folks, so I have no idea how long we've been on. Dude, this is like Groundhog's Day, this conversation, isn't it? Ridiculous. On my behalf, I apologize. Sometimes you get an hour-long video. Sometimes you get half an hour. Sometimes you get 45 minutes, 20 minutes. You never know with me. You get what you get. And you don't throw a fit. You get what you get. I was trying to think. I watched Carmen over the weekend. Oh, she was working on her challenge, which I was so proud of her. She was stressing out about it. I knew she would figure it out. I knew she would. I knew she would. Everybody's doing that Kendra's card challenge. I am not doing it because I am, although I follow a ton of card makers, it's just really not my jam. Like, I like making cards, don't get me wrong, and I will make cards, but I do not need any more cards really right now. If I need more cards, then I'll make more. But right now I don't. Oh, look. That was all the paper. Gorge. Gorge, gorge, gorge. Okay. So that's all done. These, I'm not going to make you sit through those. Let's do, I don't know if I want to do these yet. I think I'm done. I think I am. Because I think I want to leave these alone for right now. I have no idea what we're going to work on tomorrow. Look at all these strips. these gorge strips. Now these big ones I will use for stamp offs when I'm stamping. And that one's a little bit, but these will all get pretty painted. Eddie just liked my photo. He just liked another one earlier. I don't know what he's doing. I think it's on Instagram. Oh my gosh, Sophie is flipping out about the whole TikTok thing. She's from the TikTok generation, so she does really not know life very much without TikTok. So, and she spends entirely too much time on TikTok. But they're already finding other ones that they're going to take over. So rest assured that she will be in good hands with that. They'll figure it out. I have faith in them. So yeah, these are, look at these. These are what I ended up so far taking out of the children's books. These images. Some of them are really cute and funny. There's a lot of black and white though. A lot. Look, this one has Smokey the Bear. And these were like, I don't know. I don't like ever remember buying these books. Some of them, the pages were so yellowed. But you know, my mom worked at a library. Look at these like clown shoes. Oh my gosh. Do you see these? I needed these to go in my clown book, in my circus book. I'm going to put those aside because I might use those in there. Look at these frogs. They've got shoes on, top shoes. Oh my gosh. So anyways, and then there's like some more like squared pages. Look at this girl. Do you see her? Oh my gosh. And then there's all these silly, there was this Rome book about Rome. So, and they'd had little bitty colored images in there. So I took all those out. But my mom was a librarian, so she used to give my kids a lot of like discarded books, or they would have a sale, you know, and you could get like a book for a nickel or whatever, or a bag of books for $5 or whatever. So she would get them a bunch of books, and they would all be like random and not always in the best of shape, and some of them were older. So but these were images that pretty much take up the whole page. So these are ones that I'll like just use the whole page with. There's a lot of these horses. Gosh, if anybody needs horse pictures, I've got more than what I need. Hit me up. Might be able to send you a few. But okay, that's it. You know, I made all those girlfriend cards the other day, and y'all said that you wanted them, and nobody has sent me their address. So I don't know what that's about. But because I would be more than happy. Like Linda, Norma, Cordelia said she wanted one. I already have her address. So sorry, I'm waiting on groceries to be delivered. 9 and 1 is the window, so you never know when they're going to. Just a few things, nothing major. But yeah, Sophie ended up needing something, and I'm like, I just ordered groceries. And then you got to spend $35 or they're going to charge you. Even though I pay a monthly fee. But, so I'm like, nah, we'll just, I'll place the $35 order so I don't have to pay it, because I don't pay shipping. I don't like pay shipping. I don't pay it unless I absolutely have to. So anyways, there's that. I don't remember what I was talking about before that. So I guess it's time to go. And I've probably been holding you hostage long enough. So remember that crafting is cheaper than therapy, and you get to make cool stuff. I haven't posted this as of yet, but I probably will need to. Because if I'm going to show it to you, how can I tease you and not post it, right? So I think, yeah, maybe I'll just go over and do that after I done here. I'm going to go over and put it on my Kofi so that you can have that if you are a member. So go check that out. And again, it's a Wicked inspired kit that's going to go into a golden book. And oh my gosh, I've got to take this apart. We might do that tomorrow. We might start taking it apart and start figuring out the pages. So, because I don't know if I'm going to work on this. Well, it'll probably be this week's project. Like I'm going to work on this afternoon now. So that'll be interesting. And when I sew these pages, I've got to sew them off screen. So I need to figure that out too. But those are me problems, not you problems. So I'm going to let you go. All right. Take care of yourself. Stay warm. Stay healthy, happy. And I will catch you later. See you next time.